So that would be great. So if I just do a little tick.
Mind you.
Silence, please. Thank you so much for coming to have a welcome drink with us on this very special evening. Was that an echo? It's a Hampton Wick echo, I know. Thank you all for coming. I don't know why we're here, but I know someone who can tell us, because we have somebody who is not only a member of the Teddington Society, but also a member of Parliament. So Tanya, would you be kind enough to let us know why we're all assembled?
It doesn't mind if I stand and chat, because I'm 5'3". I'm not as tall as Lovegrove, so I have to do that. On the table. Nobody. First of all, thank you to everybody who came, and it's about you, Sgt.Tony Lovegrove. When you retired, I felt, and Teddington Society felt, that you left us without us being able to say thank you. And you are very special. When we talk about you, I say, actually, it's a bit like Madonna or Prince. Because those are pop stars who are only known by one word, Madonna or Prince. And over the time that you've been in our community, you started as Sgt.Tony Lovegrove, and you ended up as Lovegrove. And we mean that in a nice way, not to diminish you in any way at all. And Lovegrove also has a Lovegrove effect. So when I was councillor, and even as I've been MP, when I say it's a Lovegrove effect, it's when we've had a problem, people, I said, and other people said, oh, Lovegrove, wait till Lovegrove comes. Or we've got a problem, don't know how to handle it, Lovegrove will sort it. And the best phrase I loved, as councillor and as MP, is when somebody says to me, you know, we had this problem, Lovegrove sorted it. And that's the one I heard commonly. And I also want to pay tribute to you as a policeman, because you made everything important, whether it was small or whether it seemed to be impossible. And I think that was really valued, definitely valued by me and lots of residents here who are here because of how you helped them. Sometimes it was small, but it was important to the person who was affected, and you respected that. Sometimes it seemed impossible, and Councillor Tony Arbour behind you, we were both involved. I was quite frightened once by some visitors to our area who seemed to want to stay and live in our area, some travellers who said things to me I've never heard before, but I don't think they were compliments. And the only problem the day that happened is Lovegrove wasn't on duty. But within 24 hours, when Lovegrove was on duty, and you said to me, I'll sort it, I saw you walk up to these new visitors, and you came back, and you just said to me, they're leaving. Yeah, fabulous. Because I knew if that hadn't happened, all the consequences, the court cases, the money, and it might have been years of problems. And that's the kind of thing you did, but not diminishing, even like I say, the small things that you did. Now, as an MP, I don't have rose-tinted glasses, and I have been in the Commons, and I have criticised the Metropolitan Police, and I have stopped the Minister who's responsible for police, and I've told him in the Chamber and privately about some concerns I have had, human rights abuse, whatever. I've also, as you know, see the Borough Commander from time to time. I praise our local police when I think there is praise, but I also do criticise it if I think there are problems. But to the Borough Commander and to the Minister, Mike Penning, I have said what we need are more Lovegroves in our police force. Now, when the Borough Commander hears that, he says, yeah, I know. Everybody wants Lovegrove. Of course, I had to explain to the Minister. because he didn't know Lovegrove. So I did tell him, we trust our local policeman. He respects us and we respect him. Now, if the entire Metropolitan Police Force was like that, I think all of London would be a better place. That is really why we want to thank you. You're number one. And a small gift, which I hope you will take home with you. And for people that haven't seen it, because it's from all of us, it's a crystal bowl, and we have engraved it. I didn't put Lovegrove, because I thought maybe, if you put it in your mantelpiece at home, people won't understand, so I put Sergeant Lovegrove. But it just says, with thanks and appreciation for your excellent work in our community. That's what we wanted to thank you.
Thank you very much indeed.
And I believe Ginty also wants to say a few words.
Sorry.
I do indeed.
Oh no.
You're scared of what I'm going to say, aren't you? I have to say I completely concur with everything that Tony said. And it was, Lovegrove can do it. Lovegrove will do it. We had a problem where I live, our housing association, we're doing absolutely nothing about antisocial behaviour with certain neighbours. And we had a meeting with you, Tanya, and with Tony, and suddenly the wheels were put in motion and everything got sorted. Whereas before it's been a complete impossibility. Tony, when he first met me, thought that I was slightly bonkers anyway, because we had a squirrel in the house and it bit him. Which was his own fault, because we said, don't move your finger away too fast because you'll have it. But so Tony used to come, and he used to visit me to come and see the squirrel. Fidget the squirrel, and he did, seriously. I've got photographs of Fidget sitting in his policeman's hat. It's your own fault. Anyway, you have been incredibly helpful to the community. I don't think there's any other police officer that I've ever met that has gone to the lengths that you have. But also, you've always been kind enough to explain to everybody how the wheels work, how you have to proceed in a certain way to get certain results. And for somebody like that, somebody like me, that's very good, because I just rush headlong into things, as certain people know. You've made it easy for us to get things sorted out. We miss you dreadfully. Every time we see the police minibus going past, the one that always had a bash in it, you look to see if it's you, and it's not you anymore. And when it's, I think we all did. And if we see the police coming to where I live in the evening, we always used to look and see if it was you, just if you were on the snoop. And if you were, we always had a giggle. So Tony, thank you for making our lives so much more pleasant. Thank you for making the place that we live that much more pleasant with all your hard work. And we love you to bits, and we miss you dreadfully. Thank you for that.
I think everybody wants to say, but Martin as well.
Yes,
Martin.
thank you very much. For those who don't know me, I chair the police liaison group, and that might not be a bad thing that many people don't know me, because you may have read that I had made the comment when Tony retired. Actually, he's not retired at all. He's just gone from one frying pan into the fire. That community policing is not actually a soft option. It's a much tougher option, and I've got to say this because my wife, on my wife's side, as Tony knows, comes from a family of police officers, and my nephew's a sergeant in a tough mining area, former mining area, in charge of response policing. Community policing is a much tougher option than response policing. And the reason for that is that the community is in your face. As my friend has just said, it's right up against you. And Tony Lovegrove is a natural for it. And I think you'll all agree with me Attending meetings like the one I chair is not easy for public officials. Police officers are no different from local government officers or health officials and so on, because they're going to get questioned and drawn to account. But I have to say, Tony's a natural at that because he threw himself into it, he enjoyed it, he made a fuss about it. So I think on behalf of the community, you've done a fantastic job for us, as we've heard tonight. We are going to miss you, but the team goes on. The team is there. Paul Hutchinson, the new sergeant, is about, and he is active. And we've got our community policemen in Hampton, Wick and Teddington. But they've got one hell of a thing to catch up with. Yeah. Oh, and just to say that I'm sorry about Wales and rugby.
Moving on.
Well, moving on. Tony, I'd like you to open that, and it's from Christina and I, and it's to remind you of your team. And I make no apology, because as Tanya knows, I travel up and down the country. We do have a terrific police force in the Met. I'm proud to say that Tony led, I think, the best safe neighbourhood team in London. So thank you for that, Tony.
My babies.
But may I just say one final thing, if I may, Tanya?
Yeah.
It's not all milk and honey. I met Tony. This is the time when the Gloriana was coming through the lock. And those of you who saw that, it was packed. It was heaving with the good people of Teddington and Hampton Wick. There were no riots. There was just a crush. We were all enjoying ourselves. And I saw Tony, and I knew he had a problem. Instantly. And I'm correct to say it was a little boy who'd broken both arms. And you had to get him out.
We did indeed.
And caring sometimes is about not giving that impression to the public that there is a problem. And you had a problem.
We did.
But you got him out, got him to the hospital. So thank you for that.
Brilliant.
Sure.
And just Sheena, and then for those that are staying for dinner, it is soon. Honest.
But everybody in the Teddington Society owes you an enormous debt of gratitude, whether it's pushing back pressing crowds, whether it's closing roads. From my point of view, it was saving the village fair on a Sunday, on the telephone. I get Big Tone on the golf course, and I say, you've got to do something. A resident has parked his car across the entrance. Nobody can get in or out. Eyelids did not bat. Message came back. Phone Joe Bloggs, he'll sort it. He did. Now, I'm not going to let you forget Teddington, no matter where you go. To clean your bowl, the people and places of Teddington with our love, and you may still call me kiddo. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything.
Could I just say
Oh,
something
yes,
from
please
a
do.
business angle?
Please do.
I know most of you residents, I would like to say from a business angle that you've helped us tremendously. And also, might I say, on the road closure for the lights up, you was absolutely tremendous on that. So thank you very much.
Tanya, Martin, Ginty, and ladies and gentlemen, obviously I'm overwhelmed, I really am. Good. Yeah. You know, honestly, I think it's come across, and I hope it came across, that Teddington meant so much to me, certainly on the policing, and it certainly does in my private capacity as well. As I said, coming up here tonight, coming up the road, little hairs on the back of my neck were going up, and I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm coming home. And I mean that in no sort of slight term. I really felt as if I was coming home. When I look back, some of the things that have been said tonight, some of the incidents which possibly at the time looked like bread and butter incidents to myself and the team, the big thing is that was big impacts upon your lives. Now, I think Tanya hit the nail on the head. Unfortunately, too many police officers, they come in, they do their bit, they go, they don't think about it, they don't care. Not necessarily their fault, it really isn't. It's the way of the job at the moment, but certainly for me, if I came to you because I wanted to come to you, I wanted to make a difference, and I hope that having come to you and at least tried, if I couldn't do it, then I'd say to you, I couldn't do it, and I'd give you my reasons, but I'd go back and try and find some way how we could achieve to make your lives better. I've loved my time at Teddington, and you're all fabulous people. Somewhere along the line we've had dealings together, and obviously listening tonight, it's so heartwarming for me because I did come across the way I wanted to come across, and that was somebody, not necessarily a police officer, but somebody within your community who actually did care and did try to make a difference. That means so much to me. But you know what? I was a police officer. I had that uniform on, and I knew at the end of the day, if I got it wrong, I'd be made accountable. That's why I tried to make it right. And then we go away, the Metropolitan Police come across in a better light. As Tanya's quite rightly said, much better for everybody in question. If I did that, which I've obviously hopefully tried to do, then everybody benefits from that. But ultimately, my job was to try and keep Teddington as safe as possible for yourselves, for the residents, for the businesses, for people within the community. And you know what? I had a fabulous time trying, I really did. And I can't, with these presents tonight, I really cannot thank you enough. Thank you for having me tonight. Thank you for my wonderful present. We'll have a lovely night, and you're right, I won't forget Teddington, and I'm hoping he won't forget me. Thank you very much indeed. And well, you know, the thing is, it wasn't mentioned. I think the police service have had enough of me in relation to. I may be known this side of town as a Lovegrove, but on our side I was known as the sheriff of Teddington and Hampton, which left a little bit of a mark when I left, should I say, when they were re-tarmacking the outside of the police station. I just happened to mention, I'll stick a sheriff down there. So he stuck a sheriff down in 2-foot letters, which, there we go, it happens. But yes, Lovegrove means the world to me, it really does. Yeah, as you say, even now you look in the van and see where Sergeant Lovegrove was. Do you know what? I loved that van.
And
because
also,
of exactly what it achieved.
yeah,
People looking,
did.
oh, is that Lovegrove? I really did.
And I just want to ask Tony Albo, because you've lived in here all your life, have we missed anything?
Well, Sheriff. No doubt when you started, you were taught the principal precept of policing, the Peel precept, that the police are the public and the public are the police. And tonight it's demonstrated that. You know, you're now not in your uniform, you're the public, but you're still the police. And we are the police. One of the great things about this evening, I noticed as soon as I came in, apart from the fact that it's packed out, but both Hampton, Wick and Teddington are here, and we are together. It's not Hampton, Wick and Teddington. And one of the ways in which, of course, it's been identified has been that the Safer Neighbourhood team is, in fact, Teddington and Hampton, Wick. And from my point of view, it's great. If I can report on behalf of MOPAC, just as Tanya says that she has spoken about the way policing is carried out here, certainly at City Hall and at the MPA, they knew exactly what was going on in Teddington and Hampton Wick, which was always the paradigm. You know, if we could do it, it could be done. It could be done everywhere. And it's been an enormous pride to me, and I know it is to all of you, that in the safest borough, we're pretty much the safest ward. And I very much hope that continues, and you're the role model. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
And I just want to be sure, I know we've had lots of speeches, but is there anything anybody thinks we've missed?
Do you feel?
I'm a Quaker, so sorry, it's the Quaker for me. You feel moved to speak, please do.
I think the nice thing is that there are people here from so many organisations. Hampton Wick, we've got volunteers from the police station, we've got clergymen, clergywomen, if that's the right word, from all across Teddington and Hampton Wick. And we do work together very closely, don't we, Mark? So thank you all for coming.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for organising.
So do find a seat, is it? Find a seat if you're staying for dinner. I guess.
Yeah, find a seat if you're staying.
It's all political, it's all money. And I know Tanya bless us.
I've got a photo in Hampton.